Hello, everyone. Welcome to the English with Kevin podcast. I am super excited to be able to bring this to you. It's been a lot of work in the making, but I'm very happy to finally get going with these episodes. Again, my name is Teacher Kevin. I am a native English speaker from the United States. I've been coming to and from Vietnam for about the past 3 or 4 years, mainly teaching English. But during that time, also met my amazing wife. And so now that I am semi-retired, me and my wife live here in Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam. That's where we're currently at. Now, stay until the end today, because part of my plan is every week, every Sunday broadcast, at the end, I will give you 5 business vocabulary words, okay, very important. We will cover them, and you will spend the week working on them, and I'll touch on that a little bit later. But yeah, as I said, my name is Kevin. I've been in country about 4 years off and on teaching English, also running another business. Me and my wife have a couple coffee shops here in Ho Chi Minh City that we tend to. So got all that going on. Now, I will be with you every week on Sundays. I think the airtime will probably be about 8 a.m. on Sunday mornings, Ho Chi Minh City time, okay? So look for that. And let me explain a little bit my philosophy of teaching. Now, I think obviously you have these broadcasts, okay? So if you're a serious English learner, okay, I think this program is going to be geared towards probably someone high school, maybe early university, maybe someone studying to go abroad or go abroad to a university. So we need to get those language skills, that English and even the English comprehension levels up to the IELTS level. So that's kind of my plan here. And how I'll do that is a lot of reading, okay? Well, I love teaching English. I think it's very well learned in storytelling, okay? So we'll be reading some books. We'll be doing some book readings, some storytelling. We'll cover some jokes and other things, and how do you get your head around something like that when you don't have a full grasp of the language yet, but somebody's trying to tell you a joke from the West, so it's hard to get. So that's the comprehension part that I'm talking about. So we'll get into that more as the episodes roll on, okay? So let's look at that. What, in my opinion, okay, the 10 best ways to learn English are probably, number 1, reading out loud. And I will be doing a lot of that. And when I read, obviously, you're recording. So I want you through the week to take my recordings and listen to them. You have the power of the play, pause, repeat. And I want you to speak also. So you'll play it, you'll hear it, you'll pause it, and then I want you to speak it sentence by sentence and compare how your pronunciation or your intonation is similar or dissimilar to mine. So reading out loud, very good way to learn. Number 2, writing essays. And we will be doing some writing, okay? Once we get a little further into the program, we'll get on the screen record on the laptop, and we'll do some writing, okay? We'll do some multiple choice. We'll do some fill in the blank things that you can keep and use, again, through the course of your week, okay? So writing essays, very good way to learn. Number 3, acting out plays. Okay, role playing, so to speak. Different scenarios. Say you're going to the bank, okay? Say you're going to be having a conversation with the bank teller. Or you may be doing some other business to where you're in a dialogue with someone face to face, and we'll talk about that and we'll work on that also as we go on. Number 4, role-playing dialogues. Kind of the same thing, where you could be the bank teller and a friend could be the customer, and you write a very easy little script and you banter back and forth with question and answer. Great way to learn English. Number 5, vocabulary quizzes. And again, that's one reason I really want to help you build a vocabulary, is because you're going to need this English, especially I think business English if you're moving on, if you're going to travel abroad, if you're going to a job in another country where perhaps English is spoken, those kind of things can really help you, okay? Number 6, listening to audio clips. Now, obviously, listening, very important, okay? You guys need to hang on every word I say, okay? Because listening, obviously, we have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so theoretically, we should do twice as much listening as we do talking, right? That's usually not the case, but that's a nice scenario. But anyhow, so we'll do some of that also. Let's see. Number 7, interactive language games, okay? Maybe like word games, something like that. Great way to learn. Number 8, grammar exercises, and we will do that because aside from the Sunday broadcast, what I would like to do is bring you a broadcast every week, maybe midweek, where we just cover grammar, punctuation, pronunciation, which is very important in English. So we'll cover some of those. Number 9, debating controversial topics, okay? We all know we have enough of those in the world right now, right? We have a lot of crazy things going on. So as part of maybe my ramble every week, we'll get into some of those things. Number 10, group discussions. So anytime you, as an English learner, can get in a group with 2, 3, 4 other English learners and sit and talk in English, okay, and challenge each other, push each other to get better. I think that's a great way to learn. So all of these things we're going to be doing in the episodes and weeks to come. So I think it's going to be a great time. Let me take just a minute, if I could, and thank our sponsor, the Greenery Coffee and Milk Tea Shop, right here in Tan Phu District, Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam. If you're in the area, stop by. They have awesome coffee, wonderful milk tea. They've been college educated in the milk tea and the bubble tea business. Very popular, so yummy. Come out and get you some of that at the Greenery Coffee and Milk Tea Shop right here in Tan Phu District, Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam. All right, so let's talk about learning a little bit. Like I said, every week you will have this podcast, okay? I want you to spend the week after listening, speaking, okay? You can break this down a sentence at a time. I've been a teacher long enough that I know I need to speak slowly and concisely. There's a good English word for you. And I think over the years I've gotten pretty good at doing that. So we'll keep that up. Now, another subject I like is personal development, okay? This is something that you really have to work on to keep your confidence up, because one of the things I see in teaching, especially in the culture of Southeast Asia, is that most people are very shy, very reserved, okay? So it's important that you learn to have a good self-image, okay? What is self-image? Self-image is what you think other people think of you, okay? Usually nothing even comes close to being true with that, okay? So you have to put that out of your mind. What you want to do is get in a good positive mindset, okay? A good positive mindset. Fill your brain with positive things, okay? Listen to positive things. I do it all the time. I'm a lover of the positive. I try to stay positive all the time. So we will work on that too. Now, my suggestion would be to donate 30, maybe 45 minutes every day to studying English, to listening to this podcast, okay? 30 to 45 minutes every day. That's what I expect from you. So I'm going to give you lots of things to use, but in the end, you're the learner. You're going to have to put in the time, okay? You're going to have to do the work, and it is work. Learning English is not easy, but you can do it, okay? You can do it. I know you can. You've already done it. Now we just need to fine tune and get a little better, okay? Listening and speaking are key, okay? Listening and speaking are key when trying to learn English. building a vocabulary of words and their meanings. And like I said, we're going to mix in some of that on every Sunday broadcast. Okay, so look for that. A later episode, we will do some writing. I'm already working on that. We'll be on the screen on the laptop. So, hey, like and subscribe, please. Okay, that's all I ask. I'm not going to ask you for any money. Okay, I'm not going to try to sell you anything. I am here to talk English and to try to help you get to your next level, whatever that may be. So that's my only goal. Okay, so when you go to IELTS, if you're preparing for an IELTS testing, there's going to be four areas you're looking at. Okay, listening, speaking, reading, and writing. Okay, and you're going to be tested on those 4 areas. So that's, I think, what we really need to work on. Okay, along with having a positive mental attitude. Okay, a can-do attitude. Okay, every day. Here's what you have to do. All right, you have to get up, dress up, show up, and never give up. Okay, that's 4 main things right there that you can do to really keep on the right track as far as learning goes. And also, if you watch this, when I talk about pronunciation, now I mean pronouncing the words correctly. And we have a little feature here to where I can come in. I can zoom in so you can see my mouth, okay? Because sometimes when you're learning how to speak English, it's very important to be able to see the person's mouth, okay? So you know the intonation, okay? You can work on the pronunciation, okay? So we'll use this feature quite a bit as we go through our episodes. So, okay, let's see. What else? All right, well, let me ramble a little bit. I want you to have plenty to do, plenty to think about, and plenty of speaking to be able to do during the course of this next week. Now, I found a great little book, and I actually use this book when teaching some of my younger students, the Oxford Picture Dictionary. Great book, full of good stories on a lot of different subjects. Let's just pick one here. Let's see what we got. Let's look at something. How about this? Read the story. A road trip. Okay? Read the story. A road trip. On July 7th, Joe and Rob pack their bags and start their road trip to New York City. Their first stop is Yellowstone National Park. They listen to a ranger talk about the wildlife in the park. That night, they go to bed under a full sky of stars, but Rob can't sleep. He's nervous about the wildlife. The next day, their GPS breaks. "We're not going in the right direction," Rob says. "We're lost." "No problem," says Joe. "We can take the southern route. We'll see some beautiful scenery." But there are a lot of problems. They have a flat tire in West Texas and get a speeding ticket in East Texas. In South Carolina, they run out of gas. Then, 5 miles from New York City, their car breaks down. "Now, this is a problem," Joe says. "No, it isn't," says Rob. He calls the number on his automobile club card. Help arrives in 20 minutes. After 5,000 miles of problems, Joe and Rob finally reach their destination by tow truck. Okay, so I love this book. It has a lot of stories in it like that, and also a lot of great words to build vocabulary. When I go in the back on the index, I can find some really good words. Let's look at a few of them. Let's look at this one. How about vacuum? Vacuum. Okay, vacuum. Like a vacuum cleaner or a sweeper, yes? Okay, vacuum. Let's see if we can find another one. Here's another one with a V. How about videotape? Videotape. Okay, so those are a couple examples. Now, I'll give you the 5 at the end of today's episode that I really want you to focus on for the week. But I really like this book. It has a lot of good short stories, which I think are great for teaching English. Let's look at this one. Okay, this one is called Community Cleanup. Marta Lopez has a donut shop on Main Street. One day, she looked at her street and was very upset. She saw graffiti. What is graffiti? Graffiti is writing on the wall, yes, okay. She saw graffiti on her donut shop and the other stores. Litter was everywhere. What's litter? Litter is trash, garbage on the ground. Litter was everywhere. All the street lights were broken. Marta wanted to fix the lights and clean up the street. Marta started a petition about the street lights. 500 people signed it. Then she gave a speech to the city council. The council members voted to repair the street lights. Everyone applauded. Marta was happy, but her work wasn't finished. Next, Marta asked for volunteers to clean up Main Street. The hardware store manager gave the volunteers free paint. Marta gave them free donuts and coffee. The volunteers painted and cleaned. They changed Main Street. Now Main Street is beautiful and Marta is proud. So, great little story. And this book is full of them. We'll read some other stuff also. It's got some good, I like the science. It has some good science in it. I like science. I like the universe. You know, we have all the planets. We have Mercury. We have Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. Okay? I love space stuff. All right. Also, wildlife. Lots of wildlife. Flowers. Love flowers. I love flowers. Anyhow, those are just a few of the things, folks, that we're going to be doing in the upcoming episodes. As I said before, I am so stoked to be with you. I hope you guys are having a great time. Now listen, it's so important that you practice on a weekly basis, okay? Practice your listening skills by listening to the podcast, okay? I want you to listen line by line, pause, and repeat. And if you have the privilege of the video, I want you to pay special attention to my mouth and the movements when I speak or when I say a certain word. It will help you learn. It will help you get better. Okay? Let's see. What else? Biggest thing we're going to do is have fun. Okay? Don't make it a big stressful event. I want it to be something you look forward to every week. Okay? Hey, let's talk with Kevin. That's basically what we're doing, is having a conversation, along with me doing quite a bit of reading, and you know, it just gives you more to work with through the course of your week. So, okay. Having said that, let me ramble a little bit. Now, with all the crazy things going on in the world, it's very easy to get sidetracked. Okay, somehow we have to block all that out, okay? We have to shut out all the junk, okay? Get rid of all the garbage. So I think it's best to get in a routine where you're doing kind of the same things every day, at least for a certain stretch of time, because you can gain a lot of ground when you have that kind of focus. So really, what I want you to do this week, on top of listening to the podcast, listening, repeating, okay? Over and over. Give me 30, 45 minutes a day, maybe on your break, maybe at lunch, in the morning, evening, whatever works for you. But let me give you these 5 words, okay? 5 words. The first one being synergy, S-Y-N-E-R-G-Y, synergy. The second one, paradigm, P-A-R-A-D-I-G-M, paradigm. Third word, disruptive, D-I-S-R-U-P-T-I-V-E, disruptive. Fourth word, stakeholder, S-T-A-K-E-H-O-L-D-E-R, stakeholder. And our 5th vocabulary word for the day is matrix, M-A-T-R-I-X, matrix. Now, what I want you to do over the course of this next week is I want you to define these words, okay? Get out your good old trusty Webster dictionary. That's what we did back in the day. Nowadays, you just punch it in your phone, I know. But anyhow, I want you to put a definition with each one of these words, okay? Then I want you to write a sentence with each one of these words in it. And we're going to do this every week, okay? I think it could be a big help. You need to build a vocabulary. You need a vocabulary of words in your arsenal, so when you get out there in the world, or when you get to university, or when you get to a new job, or when you just have general conversations, okay, you're going to be a lot more intelligent with a big vocabulary. So I think that's very important, and we're going to work on that a lot, okay? As I said, along with that, personal development. Now this is something you have to work at also, okay? In the morning, when you wake up, your first thought needs to be something positive, okay? Because, listen to me, your brain believes everything you tell it, okay? Unfortunately, it also believes everything everybody else tells it. So you have to filter out the junk, okay? Put the positive in your self-image. Your confidence is going to get better. You're going to be able to stand tall, look people in the eye, and speak good English, okay, when the time comes. That's what I'm here to help you do. So, having said that, this next week I want you to work hard, and I want you to come back on the following Sunday, possibly an episode through the week. I think there probably will be. I'm going to try and get into that habit. An episode through the week just for, like I said, grammar, punctuation, pronunciation, okay, certain things like that, watching my mouth, and we'll get that down a little better. We'll get that leveled up some, okay? Because you're probably lacking in that area, along with just not listening enough and not speaking enough. So we'll work on that. But anyhow, thank you so much for being with me. Again, thank the Greenery Coffee and Milk Tea Shop right here in Tanfu for having us for this beautiful set we have, okay? We're going to be working hard. I'm already started on the next episode, and hopefully you guys have a great week. Stay healthy, stay motivated, stay excited, and let's learn some English. I'll see you guys a little later.